everyone. Welcome back to Womansplain. Today we have a very exciting guest with one of my favorite topics, Erin Barrett. She's the founder of Goldilocks. It's a better for you and more inventive canned cocktail, which we love. So I'm going to pass it off to her to do a little intro and we'll dive into her story.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for coming on. This is so fun.
I was saying before that you have had all my favorite female founders, so I was so honored. But yeah, my name's Erin. I'm the founder of Goldilocks. They're better for you canned cocktails. The idea was alcohol was becoming more and more divided, where a lot of cocktails today double down on ABV and margin, and then everyone else is doing non-alc. And the idea was like, could we have something in the middle for those who want to drink, but in a better way?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Speaking my language.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, amazing. So tell me a little bit about your background. Let's just start with college. Do you think you're going to be an entrepreneur? Did you always think you wanted to go something in alcohol? Let's just start with your little background.
Yeah, I would say alcohol was not the plan. I was actually an engineer in undergrad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which kind of like I liked chemistry and physics and all these things. So
Were you a chemical engineer? What type?
Systems engineer.
Systems. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
so it was a little more on like,
Operations.
exactly. And then sophomore year, someone told me if I recruit for this company I hadn't heard of before, it's called Deloitte, I could get
Very small
I could get free Starbucks as an intern.
at DU.
Yeah.
Deloitte University.
That was the selling point.
Honestly, that's a great selling point.
It is.
It is a great, yeah.
When you're 19,
Yeah.
You're like, that sounds
It's
great.
like this massive
You're like-
compound,
you're like-
free Starbucks. You just walk out. You're like, oh, do I need to pay for this?
Yeah.
I entered there, so.
Okay, so you know
So I know,
exactly.
yeah.
And so that was kind of how I got my like toes into consulting. So did a sophomore internship there, then went to McKinsey after that. And then that was kind of like, I would say, my college to corporate pipeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you were at Deloitte McKinsey, did you focus on consumer?
So towards the end of college, I was a 2020 grad.
Okay. Rough
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Rough times. Yeah.
So it was actually my spring break when the world ended.
Yeah.
There's a Business Insider article actually outing my college on spring break.
What?
Yeah, it's like college kids party amid pandemic.
Wait, where'd you go to undergrad?
UVA,
Okay.
University of Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I feel like I remember seeing that on like
Yeah,
the news.
I didn't realize it was
literally.
UVA.
But I thought it was.
I thought it was like some
UF.
states.
I thought it was like UF or something. You guys were in Florida or something?
No, we
Mexico?
went to Bahamas.
Oh,
Okay.
And so we went on
gosh,
like this pirate ship booze cruise,
Sounds
as
really-
one does senior
Honestly,
year.
sounds really fun.
You have to.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
The article came out like 2 weeks after it had
Yeah.
occurred, making it seem much worse.
Totally.
But unsurprisingly, we all got COVID from that.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
I would try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
And
but
so
you
I was
started.
gonna say, I got a ton of health issues from that.
Really?
So that was
Because
kinda
that
what
was like
started.
the worst, like really bad point to get COVID. Obviously.
Yeah, like had it for so long, like really, really intense symptoms for a
Wow.
month,
Oh my God.
and then digestive issues for like a whole year after that.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So you had
That's
like long
crazy.
COVID, pretty much. Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
no one really knew what any of
Anything
it
was. No one
was.
knew what anything
Mhm.
was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
did you still start McKinsey
During this
later
time.
that year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they
Okay.
pushed people, right?
Yeah, they pushed us to October, so it wasn't that late.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like going through all these health issues as I was starting.
That's rough.
And then that was kind of how I fell into this world of like food as medicine
Okay.
and kind of like how food affects your health. I was on a ton of like Western medicine.
Okay.
For example, I was on like the anti-nausea medicine they give you when you're on anesthesia
Yeah.
to prevent you from throwing up. But I had to take that every day.
Oh wow.
That makes you
Like-
really out of it, sleepy.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
yeah.
They give it to like pregnant women.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was awful.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I take it for it. It is awful. It makes you loopy. I don't know
yeah,
how you worked on
And you're
that.
like working an intense job. as
Yeah.
well.
And you're also learning and like don't know what you're doing. And
Yeah.
you're new. Was
Yeah.
it? Were you working from home at that point?
yeah, everything was from home.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 was like I'm sure
2020
you
was
remember.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you like in your living with your parents? I don't.
No, I was Airbnb hopping.
Wow.
Because I wasn't
Oh.
paying for an apartment.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the idea was, okay, it's like I
Yeah.
could put that money towards like living in Colorado.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So you're working as a consultant.
Yeah.
And then I know you went to business school.
Yes.
So what was your kind of decision to go to business school, and what was your thought process?
So with in McKinsey, I was working. So I guess backtracking a little, because of all the health issues, became super obsessed with the world of food. This was the same time when all the VC money was going into food tech, if you remember this.
Yeah.
And so as a young consultant, that was incredible because that meant McKinsey could work on these projects
Yeah.
that like typically I think it's pretty hard for any food startup to hire.
Totally.
McKinsey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expensive.
And so I kind of got this like really amazing look into like all of the best like food startups of that time.
That's really cool.
And so I knew I wanted to do something in that space.
And VC money was wild in 2020.
Oh my God.
It was
Oh
like
my God.
Giving it
everyone.
out.
It was like
Everyone.
vegan egg companies were raising like $1 billion.
like, it was wild. If you and like
Yeah.
no, literally
was a good
anything
time.
with like virtual 3D whatever. I feel like that was super hot. at the
Yeah.
PG was
time.
having its moment.
Yeah.
and
D2C
A lot of tech money.
and-
Yeah. But obviously, like 3 years later, that kind of like stagnates,
totally goes down.
collapses. And so at McKinsey, I was like trying to figure out what was next. And so continued in the food startup space, but I knew I was probably going to join something
Yeah,
that was
operations.
early stage and hadn't really figured out what that looked like. So I was like, okay, I'll go to business school.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the perfect way, I think, to like buy yourself a year or two
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
to like get like that startup toolkit and also figure out, okay, what am I doing next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. So you go to Stanford, very exciting.
Yeah.
Go to GSB, probably you picked it because you're interested in the startup space. I'm
Exactly.
assuming.
Yeah.
And while you're there, probably still passionate about food. I'm assuming.
Yes.
So probably maybe when you were young, you're trying to balance drinking, going out, and feeling bad.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then you're like, what is something healthier? I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of like while I was in this better for you food space, it felt like everything was becoming better for you-ified.
Yes.
But alcohol was always like this dirty vice product. Like no one really would touch it. And then a lot of so spirit-based beverages, we have totally different laws than all other food and beverage brands.
So not wine and beer, right? Because it's like you really strict
Yeah.
you, like especially on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So like they don't have to report ingredients. They don't have to report nutrition facts. So like the leading canned cocktails on the market today, they have like 20 to 35 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Like
Oh
as
my
much as a
gosh.
soda. Yeah.
wow.
But like you would never ever know that.
Is that all seltzer? But not all seltzers are like hard
Mm-mm.
alcohol, right? I mean, it's like High Noon and stuff, right? The
Yeah.
ones that say vodka on them. or
Yeah,
say
so
tequila.
I would say
Yeah.
there's like two big categories. Like one
Okay.
is like the hard seltzers,
Okay.
of which I would include High Noon, but
Okay.
also White Claws.
Okay.
And their play is like light calorie,
Mhm.
carbonation. And then there's like true cocktails.
Okay.
So those are like, think of like the cut waters.
Okay.
Like they make like margaritas, espresso
Mhm.
teenies. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And so it's like typically the cocktails that use the real alcohol that have like a ton of sugar and additives and hidden ingredients. And so I thought there was like an opportunity there because like
Yeah.
most of our generation, when we go out, we love to drink cocktails.
Totally.
Like you don't really want to be drinking like White Claws all night.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so the idea was like, could we reimagine cocktails for our generation?
I love that.
Yeah.
And tell us about Goldilocks and sort of how it's healthier and better for you.
Yeah. So the idea was essentially like kind of reimagining from the ground up, like what cocktails should look like today. So like most of them are based on tradition and like have been made with the same ingredients for decades. And so the idea was, okay, if we were reimagining them, it's just the better for you ingredients. So like using like the most like pure play ingredients that we could use while still including alcohol.
Okay.
The second was lowering the calories and the sugar.
Okay.
So each can is 84 calories. And then,
Wow. That's really low.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Less than 3 grams of sugar.
Wow.
For context, so this is our blackberry basil spritz. 7 of these have less sugar than an Aperol
Aperol
spritz.
spritz.
Wow.
No, so it's like a very, very dramatic difference.
Yeah.
What's the
and
ABV?
It's ABV is 5%. So
Okay.
most of the
Okay.
canned cocktails
So it's
are
like-
12%. So
Yeah.
it's like moderation as
So
well.
it's like a White Claw level of
yeah,
alcohol.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's
Um,
okay.
Yeah, so the idea was like kind of like lowering the ABV, improving the ingredients, and then lowering the calories and sugar as well.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you had this idea in business school.
Yeah.
How did you actually get it off the ground, and even like the formulas and the actual ingredients? How did you decide on that?
Yeah, I mean, so this was in the work. I would say like from when I decided to press go until our launch, which was only 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like it was like 18 months in the making. And then I had the idea for like a while before then. I brought it to, we have a class at Stanford called Startup Garage.
Okay.
A lot of
Cool.
like famous companies like DoorDash has come out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so I kind of brought it to the class, and the class is like a little boot camp and like how do you operationalize a business, but also like almost like doing McKinsey style due diligence of like, is this a viable business model? Like, can you actually like build this? And so using that class, it kind of like provided the framework, I would say, for like thinking about how would I go about this in the next 18 months to 5 years from then. And then from there, it was like once this started to have like a bit more stickiness and viability, then started talking to like partners about like formulation, manufacturing. There was like a whole legal component to this because of the ingredients we're using. They're not traditionally used in alcohol.
Okay.
And so like a lot of pieces that had to be figured out, that's what took a while behind the scenes until we could bring it to market. Yeah.
And the East Coast has very strict liquor laws, right?
Yes.
Specifically with hard liquor.
Yeah, it's
but
like
you have
the worst
launched in New York.
Yeah.
Versus California has very lax liquor laws. I mean, I don't think you can sell hard alcohol anywhere in grocery stores in the U.S. I don't know, but
in California you can.
You can, right? Yeah, and
so
Bevmo for sure.
Yeah, and Whole Foods even.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, I
Okay.
know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So how did you open here? I mean, that's really difficult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So New York is the worst place to start an alcohol company.
Literally.
I will come out and say that.
Yeah.
And I knew that going in. So the way I thought about it was I do want it to be a mass market beverage eventually, like something that is all over the country. And so the question was, where is the best place to start it? And with the concept, I think like one of the earliest moats you can build is community and brand.
Yeah.
And I thought that we would have a better chance of building that moat in a city like New York.
Okay, that makes sense. A lot of young
Versus-
people.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think California too, it's all chain stores.
Yeah.
And so it's just like you're getting a different demographic versus here, like you're in these corner stores. Like I'm doing tastings all the time, like meeting everyone.
That's
It's
cute.
easier to do events because everything's walking distance. It's just like high concentration of people too. So it's a little easier to build that like community vibe versus in a city like LA or San Francisco.
Yeah. And people are like drinking more in New York.
Yeah, it's
So-
also
Do
higher
drink more.
consumption.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
I think of like a lot, maybe similar seltzers like Babe. They had like the big, like everyone was a
Yes.
college
Oh, yeah.
ambassador, right? That was
Yeah.
like their branding, like
Yeah,
plan.
White Claw and Poppy have done like the college
Yes.
ambassador
Yes.
place very, very well.
What is
Yeah.
your kind of, I guess, branding strategy or expansion strategy? Yeah.
Yeah, so we thought about the college play, but part of, I would say, like the value prop of Goldilocks that we found early on is people at our age, want to distance themselves from White Claws or other seltzers because that's what they associate with their college self.
Yeah.
And now they're older and they're more sophisticated. And so by playing that college strategy, it almost dilutes the brand a little bit of
sure.
now becoming this like fratty sorority beverage.
Yeah.
And part of like the branding mode is like, can you build this as an aspirational lifestyle brand?
Yes.
Like something that people aspire to or they want to be associated with. And so that's part of why we've been like trying to partner with different brands and stores around the city to do like pop-ups and events, talking to like some social clubs. And that's like, we're very, very focused on New York right now. So like anyone reaches out from anywhere in the country, we'll say, not right now. And the idea is
Okay.
like, can we build this community just in New York and then almost like play the same playbook in every city?
Yeah.
Okay.
that
I
makes
love
sense.
that.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, is Goldilocks more expensive than like White Claw? Okay, yes. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you might kind of price out the college kids,
I-
right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been surprised by, like, I'll get a lot of reach out from college kids because a lot of them associate this as like the poppy of alcohol.
Oh yeah, which I love. Hey.
Yeah, it has
They did
elder
really well.
flower.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's very, love.
good ingredients.
Yeah, and so that like they love the concept of it. Right now, though, I mean, because we're manufacturing on such a small scale, like it's incredibly expensive for us.
Yeah.
So it's easier for us to like price and play in a more expensive market too, like New York,
For sure.
to protect margin while we're at such small scale.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's easier to also stock smaller stores,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
So right now you're in liquor stores. correct?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
And is the
liquor's-
goal to kind of go national at some point in retail?
Yeah. So it's like, I think year one is like hyper focus on New York, like
Okay.
own our backyard essentially, build the community. then start doing like regional retail. So think like the Total Wines of the world, some of the grocery stores, and then like start going into other cities. So like Boston, DC, Florida is a really big market. But like being very focused on like we're going after this young professional cohort right now.
Okay.
So like finding the cities where you have that. So like I think Boston is like a really great like almost like
Next door.
Yeah,
young
exactly.
professional town. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like also high price, high
Yeah.
salaries, like people who maybe want something healthier
Yeah.
too.
We also just launched ecom, so it's been interesting to see
Yeah.
like where orders are coming in from. Because like we are getting some from like places I would not have expected. So it's like I think based on how that goes for the next year too, that could like dictate where we go next.
Yeah, what is alcohol and D2C like? Like how can you can't, I mean, I have ordered alcohol obviously before, but I mean, what is the like legal I'm assuming there's a lot of legal
It's illegal, essentially.
Okay,
yeah.
really? Okay, it's illegal. Okay, yeah.
So the way that you get around it as an alcohol brand is it looks like our website kind of to the normal consumer.
Okay.
So like if you went on drinkgoldilocks.com, you go to our product, you can click buy now.
Yeah.
And it'll technically bring you to a different site.
Okay.
You'll
Yeah.
probably notice because it's like a very simple like Shopify page.
That's fine. That's super normal. Like
Yeah.
that's super normal when you buy anything, right?
Yeah.
It'll redirect you.
And so essentially a retailer in New York that has the license to ship it
Damn. Okay.
is they buy it off of us like any other New York store would. So we're making the same margin on it, which is
Wow.
very nice.
So then they just take a take.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so they're the ones fulfilling everything in the back end.
Well,
So-
that company must be making a lot of money. Smart business.
Yeah.
I don't know whoever
They-
made that.
They
yeah.
take a hit to like the margin because like they're paying the shipping
Right.
fee and like the boxing and all that stuff. But yeah, it's like the idea is like it's a partnership. So like we give them a lot more volume and then they help us with like all this back end stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
How did you go get into the D2C sort of e-com market? That's
I had a friend who had figured it out first.
okay. That's
Great.
amazing.
That's
We
awesome.
love.
Yeah.
We love.
And so like I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do this too. And then yeah, it's like nice having friends in alcohol, I would say, because like
Yes.
you can figure out like different playbooks and like borrow the best pieces from each other.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have a lot of
yes.
like founder friends in alcohol from school or like
Only
where
one
has
from
been-
school.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say GSB is not the biggest
Right.
alcohol pipeline.
Or like
Yeah,
consumer
makes
in
sense.
general.
yeah,
Yeah.
really anything outside of tech.
AI.
yeah. But like being in the city has just been like awesome. I moved here over the summer and already I've met so many people in the space and it's like I think it's very like there's not a lot that is known about alcohol. Like a lot of things happen behind the scenes. Like it's just like so different from every other category. So like having people you can swap like hacks with almost like this D2C hack is very helpful.
And I think this is coming like at a right time as well. Like Gen Zs don't drink, they don't go out anymore, and like obviously we're getting a little bit older, and like I get hangovers all the time. So it's like really good to have a better for you cocktail that makes you feel good,
Yeah.
but also like be social and then go out and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think like what we are finding is Gen Z is like starting to go out more actually.
Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of the data was, I think it was like 60% of Gen Z was drinking. And then more recently it came out, it's like 75%.
Okay.
Which the young Gen Zs are like barely of age.
Well,
right?
also that too.
Yeah.
And I think like a big part of it is like they just consume differently than our
Yeah.
parents do.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like mine drink a glass of wine every night.
Right,
night,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we consume differently than our parents do too.
Yeah.
So, we like binge drink. I feel like we do though, right? Like I'm like I don't drink every day.
I don't
at
drink during the
all,
week,
or
but
during
I
the week
do
or-
drink
but
on
I
the
do drink
weekends.
on the weekends. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I feel like we're very like social drinkers, and I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very the like
Yeah.
is sort of the vibe, right?
Yeah, and so I think it's like part of what we're seeing too is like almost like this loneliness epidemic
Yeah.
where people who don't go out as much and don't partake in drinking as much like are experiencing some social side effects.
Yeah, of course.
And like I'm not saying like you need alcohol
No,
to go
of
out,
course.
but like there is a perception there of like how much fun or like connection sometimes people feel
Yeah.
when like under that state versus not.
Yeah,
That
and
we're-
like
yeah.
there are like many people that would never drink unless they were at a social event.
Yeah.
Many,
Yeah.
many people.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
And like maybe even lightly drink at the
Yeah.
social event. But like
Yeah.
because they are like there, they will.
Yeah.
Right? Or like even like the amount of alcohol ordered at restaurants has not decreased.
Yeah.
Right? But just the general amount of alcohol being purchased has.
Yeah.
So it is different.
Yeah, so like
Um,
some of the bets we're taking is like the swing is like going back
Yeah.
a bit to drinking. Yeah.
And I
so
know-
it's like can we capture people
Right.
before they get like
Yeah.
Yeah, fully all the way back.
Have you thought about doing a non-alcoholic like mocktail too, or that's just not your brand right now?
Yeah, so like the idea behind Goldilocks is like what's in the market right now. It's like, you know, like the porridge. It's like too hot. Those are like the existing alc brands, and then too cold, and that's non-alc. And so like we're like this just right option for those who still want to drink in a more mindful way. And so like non-alc is like, it's like the porridge that's too cold. But also I think there's like, it's so important. There's so many brands that are doing it well.
Totally.
Like we're never going to catch up or compete with them, you know?
Yeah. No,
It's like a separate
that
category.
makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And tell me about the flavors and how you came up with them, what you decided to launch with, and why.
Yeah. So the original idea was actually just to go after the most commonly ordered cocktails.
Okay.
So that's espresso tini, Aperol spritz, and margarita.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Top
And
three.
then within that, we started like innovating. Like, again, this was a class project, so like I think a lot of kitchen batches were made and served out of my dorm room window. Like I'd have like these giant mason jars of like margaritas I was like serving on campus.
Love.
And so we were just like constantly iterating with like different flavor combos. Did a lot of surveys of like different flavors that people like what would they be willing to pay more for, what would they want to drink more, like so many different ways to cut the data. And ultimately we're I was gonna say like a spicy marg, this like cinnamon vanilla it's like a spiked cold brew coffee teeny drink, and then this blackberry spritz, which is like in lieu of Aperol.
And what happened with so why did you go blackberry versus Aperol?
Yeah, I think part of it was going to be a cleaner formulation.
Okay.
So
because Aperol is just tons of sugar. It's just literally grenadine, right? It's
Yeah.
just pure sugar.
Yeah, and so like there's ways to create like Aperol knockoffs, you know, with like natural extracts and like other juices and like bitters. But like blackberry spritz, I mean, this is like our best-selling SKU, and part of it is because of the ingredients. It's just like blackberry juice, lemon juice, basil extract, vodka, carbonated water, and like we have a hint of agave in it.
Love.
Yeah, and so like that's like so much cleaner than like the laundry list of ingredients we were gonna need to like create a better for you Aperol.
For sure.
And this just tastes cleaner too.
And it's very summery. Like I mean, I think a lot of people associate like a seltzer or spritz with like, oh, I'm having it on the beach, I'm having it in the park, right?
Yeah.
And if it's like replacing like a High Noon or a White Claw, it's definitely a lot more similar to that.
And the thing we're finding too is like, you guys know Sauce, the tomato brand?
Yes.
So their big innovation is flavor innovation. Like they have like very cool flavors like miso garlic and like I think it's like lemon marinara.
For sure.
And so we're finding people just pick up the blackberry, not because of like the sugar or other benefits, but literally for the blackberry flavor.
Oh, love that.
Because there's nothing like it on the shelf today.
Yeah.
And so like figuring out like, okay, like where do we draw the line between like we're reinventing cocktails versus like, oh, we're like doing very cool flavors as well as part of like our value prop. Yeah.
And do you have a food scientist that you work with for the
Yeah, we
formulas?
do.
Okay. How did you find that person?
A lot of talking to people that are in the industry today, but also literally calling every single food scientist in the US. Like I have an Excel. I think I talked to like 40 food scientists, like 45 co-mans, like literally talk to every single person that is doing this stuff. Part of it is like, I would say 2/3 of them immediately rolled out because they did not understand the mission.
Alcohol. Yeah.
Or they understand alcohol, but not the value prop.
Okay.
A lot of them are like, you don't want to do this. Like, you should do high ABV because that's what's selling. Like, that's why White Claw is doing White Claw Surge. It's like the 8-10% White Claw.
So they lost so much market share to High Noon, though. They're just trying to like take that. It's a different market than you.
Well, like, so right now I would say that the college market, like when they go to the store, they do solve for like, how can I get the highest ABV per dollar amount?
100%.
But it's like, we're never going to beat like an Anheuser-Busch
Yes.
on that.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would we do the same exact playbook as them?
Yeah.
And so many
It's a lot of
food
people
scientists,
capturing that market.
yeah, like they try to push for like what the market is currently doing.
Well, it's probably cheaper and easier for them to come up with a formula. So you gotta like, you know, they're running a business too.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like trying to find someone who like felt like they believed in the mission and were willing to work with us to like figure out how to bring it to life. Yeah.
Okay. And you end up finding someone. It's been a good partnership, I guess. When did you
Yeah.
officially launch, by the way?
In August of this year.
Okay, so wow, pretty recent.
Like
That's
10
amazing.
weeks.
So
Yeah.
you're in like liquor stores.
Yeah, we
Wow.
are.
Good
You're
for you.
exploring partnerships with You
Yeah,
know?
we're in a hotel right now too.
Awesome.
Like,
oh, very cool.
yeah,
I
and,
wouldn't
like-
have thought of that. That's interesting.
yeah, like so like very early stages, but like it's been building quickly, which has been really exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how have you kind of been finding these partnerships?
Me going in and
Like, please talk to me.
please buy my cocktails.
I mean, you and like Goldilocks is so cute. I feel like you have like a little golden like glow about
Yes.
you too. It's just
I
like,
love
how
it.
can anyone say no to
Yeah.
you?
I'll be like, yeah,
Oh,
I'll
well,
buy it.
So I will say liquor store owners, they get like probably 5 RTDs a day come and knock on their door.
Really?
So they hate RTDs. Like RTDs stand for ready to drink, so like think
Okay.
canned beverages.
Mhm.
We are like scum in the industry. Like they hate us.
Interesting.
Because they don't make a lot of margin on it, or
It's
what?
I think it's so saturated.
Yeah.
And so it's just like a lot of new brands will come in and then they'll sit on the shelves and
Yeah,
they'll
and they'll
take
take
like
up fridge space.
exactly
Yeah.
when they can put something that's well known like High Noon in there.
Right. Or like an expensive wine that they can make money on. right?
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So they're like
Mhm.
very, very skeptical of new brands. And so it takes like a lot of, I would say, persistence for them to finally say yes to.
Yeah.
So
I
it's been
mean,
part of it.
At least New York City, I would
Yeah.
say like I don't know. It's obviously a great market for it.
Yeah,
And it is like I feel like specific neighborhoods probably more open to
Yes,
it, right? Like
100%.
downtown or Brooklyn or like
Yeah.
Soho, whatever, right?
Yeah, like we've been going after more, I would say, like Greenwich Village, Chelsea. Like Chelsea, we do like 3 times the amount of volume compared to like some other neighborhoods.
Wow.
I think because it's a lot of young professionals. It's
Yeah.
like people like our
Totally.
age. Yeah.
There's a lot of liquor stores too.
Yes.
Chelsea.
And they're high volume liquor
Yeah.
stores.
and I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of people too. I mean, I think people walk through Chelsea a lot too. They're like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to
Like
like
the village
the,
and
village, the
walk
park,
through,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm gonna grab this
Yeah.
on the way." Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, I love your branding. Obviously, it's
you.
it like pops. It's very different than
Yeah.
a lot of other
Yeah.
cans. How did you come up with sort of this design and
And
how
the name.
and the name? Well, you should us
Well,
about the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, how do you think it sort of pops on the shelf and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I can't really take credit for the design.
Oh, I love it.
It's great.
It's so
Um,
cute.
Yeah, my original design was like literally recessed to a T. Like my OG pitch deck was like this pastel can,
Love.
the black like script font that said
Yeah.
Goldilocks.
The clouds.
Not quite a cloud, but like yeah, pretty
like
similar.
pastel colors. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
and because I was like, okay, it needs to look like, you know, like better for you. Like
Yeah, it used to look like a little healthy. Mhm.
yeah, and I went to this one designer, and they were like, and it's why I love them, was like they were just like, no, like
They're like, this is a bad idea. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's fantastic though. That means
Yeah,
they're good. I mean, yeah,
exactly.
like that's good.
you
yeah.
like I think when you find partners that believe in the mission, you want people who push you on the thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing something that hasn't really been done, because it's like better for you play in alcohol hasn't really been done.
Mm-mm.
Like you want to do things that are different, and so like we weren't going to create something that was like a wellness brand. Also, it's alcohol. Like
Right.
it's still not a wellness product,
Yeah.
even though it has these aspects that are better for you.
I feel like it's like the
Um,
jewel of alcohol.
Yeah.
But like jewel maybe is about, but that's kind of what it
Yeah.
is. It's like the Valley Prop similar.
Yeah,
Right? It's like, people are already drinking. Smoking's a lot worse for you. But you're like, people
Yeah.
are already drinking, right? People are
like
already
how can we
smoking.
help them do it in
Yes.
a better
In
way?
a better way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
less crap in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the idea was like we actually stole a lot of elements from like Aperol and Campari and like these legacy brands. They have like the chunky block geometric letters and like the warm jewel tones, and so that inspired like a lot of like the branding pillars for this, like instead of looking at like the typical seltzers for inspiration, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very fun. It looks very different. And it does
Yeah.
definitely stand out for sure. And I'm assuming like the espresso martini is like brown or something or
Brown, yeah.
chocolatey.
Yeah, and it has like, oh, I wish I brought it. It has like a little martini on the front.
Oh,
So
cute.
each of our SKUs has like a different like artwork on the front too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's super fun. And when you do these tastings,
Yeah.
what is like, how do you approach people in the store? I mean, the liquor store in my neighborhood does this a lot, where they have
Yeah.
tons and tons of tastings all
Yeah.
the time. But I feel like some of them do a great job, and
Yeah.
I'll like test it, and some of them do not. So how do you kind of like get people to try it, especially with the can thing, where they may not necessarily be buying that today?
Yeah, so when we first started doing the tastings, we actually branded them as drops. Kind of like, you know how sneaker brands do? They're like,
Yes.
oh, we're dropping at this location, this time.
Kind of like sour milk kind of does that.
Yeah. So we did it for like the first month or two. And it worked out super well because
Like
we
pop-ups. Like,
yeah, it was almost like pop-ups. They were really just tasting.
Yeah.
The same thing every other brand is doing. No one knew we were actually in the store the whole week leading up to them. But we would like tell everyone like 5 p.m. Friday, like we're doing a drop, and we would get like a ton of foot traffic. Like we would go through like 70 units and like 2 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the liquor stores had never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, because like they're not getting like influencer pop-ups like some of like Butterfield Market is. And so for them, they were like, what is going on? Yeah, because we're like this little brand they never heard of. And so that helped us get into more stores like pretty early on because like a lot of them are like friends of friends. And so we do like this drop model again where we're like, you can only get it this day, this time, flood the store. And so that's been going really well. The problem is now we're in like multiple stores. And so it's hard to keep up this like hype model.
Right, for sure. Because you're like, oh, well, I've seen it around.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, we're still trying to figure out like, how do we keep like staying like relevant and different? With the tastings, like, again, I'll post it on social media, like, and we'll still have like a good amount of people who turn out from that. And then like within store, it's just like being really friendly and like asking people like, oh, do you want to try something new? Like telling them the story, ask them what they're doing tonight, like building a relationship. A lot of times they'll like follow me on Instagram. I've had people who I met at the tastings who then like send me pictures of them drinking it.
Aww.
Like people I like just met that night.
Nice.
And
That's
like
really cute.
so it's like how can you build like because I'm the founder, so like this, like,
and it's just you, right? You're like the only employee, right? It's just you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And I think building in public also is a good marketing tool as well. Like leveraging social media. People love learning about how one starts a company. So like how have you kind of used socials to market your product?
Yeah, like it just felt like it was something that we had to do. It was like if you're not building in public, like what are you doing almost? I'm still trying to find the right balance of like what do we share online versus like what do I keep close to chest? But yeah, I mean, it's been interesting because it's like people from, well, I guess another way to think about it is like capital is really expensive in consumer right now.
Yeah.
And so like everyone has personal equity. And so I use that instead of like capital essentially to build like a community around the brand.
Also, marketing is just super expensive. And it's like always going to be the majority of cost for a consumer brand besides like creating it. And so if you can do it for free.
So we haven't spent anything on marketing. Like we haven't even done influencer packages, like no gifting, like literally nothing.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So a lot of it, oddly, well, a good amount comes from, I would say, Instagram. TikTok, black hole. Have not figured it out yet.
Maybe it's like, honestly, your product is older. So maybe it's a little young for you.
Well, I was going to say a lot of it is from LinkedIn, actually.
So funny. So, I see you on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah. So I posted one time. I think that one got like 400,000 views. That was like my first post. And so from there, I was like, oh, okay, let me try that again. And then like they get like 100,000 on average.
Wow.
On Instagram, like it takes me hours to clip these like friggin' days in the life. They get like 5,000. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start like doubling down on LinkedIn. And so that has been like a really big needle mover actually for us.
Do people directly like click to shop like from LinkedIn? Okay, because I'm assuming you can track
Well, I've even had people who come to the like drops and the tastings and they're like, oh my God, I've been following your story on LinkedIn. Which is like, I don't know, it's really cool because
is really cool.
I think it's a lot of like young professionals who have like similar aspirations or interests, or like it's a lot of people who are at McKinsey right now who like I've never met, but like they feel a connection to the story. And
the fact that you're like building this community from the ground up in New York, in a place like New York, is really special.
So that's been like a weird, unexpected needle mover, I would say.
That is so funny. I would just have never thought that an alcohol brand would thrive on it. Like honestly, like that's so hilarious.
Getting into the hotel, I was like, oh my gosh, like the
that
LinkedIn
is really
post.
cool. What hotel are you in?
We're currently in the Edition. In
that
New
makes so
York.
much sense. Okay, the one in Times Square, right? Or the one in
no, in Flatiron.
Okay, that's I mean, it's a great hotel. It's
Yeah.
great. It's like very your brand. If you get into all the editions, that'd be freaking sick.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
That would be amazing.
One day.
Talking into manifest it.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And how did you try Goldilocks? I feel like in creating this stuff, because I mean, it's alcohol, it's a little tough. And it's just you. Would love to kind of go back into the building of the flavor a little bit. And the brand, and also sourcing alcohol, right? Did you have to source it? Like, I don't.
So, like, typically the food scientists will help with the supply side.
Okay, that's
like,
good.
They'll help source everything. Like, some of the ingredients are trickier than others.
Okay.
Like coffee, very tricky to source right now.
Yeah.
Because coffee is, like, a little
Very
more.
expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tequila, very expensive.
Very expensive. And you have to
Yeah.
import it.
Exactly.
Wow.
So our tequila SKU, for us, like, our COGS are going to be 3 times the amount of our,
So
like,
are you gonna
blackberry
make it
spritz.
more expensive? Are you gonna up the price?
We'll see where it falls on retail shelves. Because,
Okay.
like, 3 times more for us, like, is really only, like, a couple cents when you think of, like,
Oh,
ingredient costs.
okay.
But, like, then it gets compounded, like, all throughout the supply chain because
Right.
it goes through so many people. So, like, that, like, typically compounds into, like, a few dollars more for the consumer. So,
Yeah, especially if it's
Yeah.
a box.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But I feel like a consumer, if they want tequila, they
Yeah.
won't really compare. They're not gonna really compare prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like,
that's
hopefully
fine.
the idea is, like, we can scale as we
Yeah.
do that such that, like, we can continue, like, getting, like, bulk discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And how did you try it? Like, did you give it to your friends at school? I know it was a school project. Like, were you just
Yeah.
like drinking all day at Stanford? I
Like in class.
like,
Well, I even had, like, a professor, like, a lot of my professors knew I was working on this.
Yeah.
And, like, they would ask me, like, during class, they'd be like, oh my God, do you have it on you today? And, like, they would, like, try little shot glasses of it at, like, 10 a.m.
That's
so funny. I mean, it's
Yeah.
low like alcohol. It's like a little
Yeah,
less
I mean,
than
yeah,
that.
it's
These
like
espresso
nothing.
martinis, like coffee.
Yeah,
it's, like,
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I would say the kitchen samples were so different
Really.
than, like, what ultimately got created in a can. I mean, part of
Wow.
it is, like, the ingredients you're working with, like, in a kitchen is different than, like, what a food scientist can source.
For sure.
So that was part of it. Also, some of our flavorings became, like, too complicated when we were trying to, like, create it at a way that people could afford, was tolerable for mass market. Like, one of our original SKUs was, like, this, like, turmeric ginger margarita,
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
which I
I
love.
love turmeric.
Yeah, but, like, my parents, for
Yeah.
example, like,
Yeah.
like more like, you know, like, mass market, like,
It's
there's
It's very
never-
niche.
Exactly.
It's very
it's a little
niche.
weird. It's
yeah.
a little weird. It feels
Yeah.
like too healthy.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
like, and so some of that stuff we had to walk back. It was also, like, certain ingredients were, like, becoming too hard to source. So, like,
Yeah.
when you work with, like, a food scientist, like, they help you make, like, some of these strategic decisions.
For
too.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And also you're like no sugar, no chemicals,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And you were doing this during all of the tariff situation.
Yeah.
Did that affect you too?
That's why we delayed the margarita scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of tequila.
It was just, like, so turbulent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, my rationale was always, like, how can you simplify the value prop
Okay.
to, like, just test, like, the bare minimum you need to test.
Oh, for sure.
And so for us, like, if we introduce a market, it's, like, complicated, then we're testing different price points, like, versus this, it's like, okay, do people just want better for you alcohol?
yeah.
And, like, it helps us, like, simplify it. So,
And it's
Yeah.
so early
Yeah.
stage, so you're like doing everything from marketing to distribution to
Yeah,
manufacturing to
exactly.
R&D. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to focus on.
yeah,
one thing
exactly.
at a
And, like,
time.
I think my mindset has always been, like, treat it like a tech startup. So
Yeah.
you know how, like, tech startups have, like, MVPs
Yeah,
and,
totally.
this is not a perfect product right now. You know, like, we're still fixing packaging, we're still fixing the formulation, but it's like, what is, like, the bare minimum we need to put in the market just to, like, test? Do people actually like this idea? Like, is there something there? Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, you needed to launch because you needed to have some time for the holidays, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a huge
Yeah.
retail. And then
yeah.
you probably wanted a little bit in the summer. And that's like I'm assuming alcohol is super seasonal.
Yeah.
It's like
it is.
holidays in the summer, right?
The biggest time of year. So everyone told me, like, you have to launch summer. That's the biggest time of year.
Yeah.
Turns out that's true for California, not for New York City.
Oh, because people are out of the city.
Yeah. So
Okay.
certain liquor stores do really, really well in the summer if they're by the park.
Yes.
Maybe
all-
Chelsea, they're by the train station.
Well, I would say all of ours were, like, by, like, the village.
Yeah.
No one's
No
in the
one's
city
there,
during
yeah.
the summer. Yeah, which, like, I moved here from California. I didn't really, like, understand the nuances of the market. So it took me, like, a little bit to figure out. In the city, the biggest time of year for these stores is the holiday season.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you know,
Bumping. Halloween. I mean, Halloween's going to do
Halloween.
great.
we're
Yeah.
doing we're actually doing a tasting for the Sabrina Carpenter concert.
What?
There's a liquor store, like, right under MSG.
That's so smart.
So we're, like, doing an espresso teeny
Oh
tasting.
my gosh, that's
Thank
so
you.
smart.
Yeah, but, like, it's very competitive, I would say, to get, like,
Yeah.
tasting spots during the
Right.
holidays
Oh, yeah.
because those are the biggest volume days of the year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it's, like, a little bit of, like, how can you like elbow your
and
way?
You're brand new too.
Exactly.
Brand new. Do you ever like want to be in like I mean, obviously you've done the hotel, so maybe I'm assuming like experiences, events. You know, they saw White Claw at the baseball game or whatever.
Yeah.
But would you ever want to do restaurants? Like go into that space?
Yeah, like I think it's important for building the brand. Like part of Goldilocks is like a lifestyle orientation and like community building. So like we want people to be drinking it in social atmospheres. But it's a little hard with canned cocktails to do super well in restaurants because we're not as cheap as seltzers. Yeah. And so if they're like a volume play, they're going to do like White Claws or High Noons. And then a lot of nicer bars like have their own canned cocktails, but own cocktails.
Okay. Own like mixed cocktails.
And so we're trying to find like there's kind of two niches we're starting to find. One is like places that do cocktails, but they don't have like bartenders that are equipped to do volume.
Like concerts and sports games.
Yeah.
So
like
bars.
Yeah. And then another niche that we're finding is like lifestyle bars where they won't serve seltzers because that's like below them.
Okay.
But they don't really have any like light female adjacent options. Like they'll serve beer.
Okay.
But they don't have anything
like
that's
a brewery?
Not a brewery. Think like some of like the nicer bars in like the West Village that have like craft cocktails and maybe they have like a beer menu.
Okay.
But like they're so nice that they wouldn't really serve like a High Noon in the bar.
Okay.
But they don't really have like light ABV offerings.
Interesting.
Yeah, besides beer. And so this is kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a female beer, but like it's like light ABV, like calorie.
Women. I mean, it's Goldilocks. So I mean, like we're not like it targets everyone, but like it is going to be a female tilted.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's how like some of them are seeing it as like a cool strategic play within their menu.
Interesting.
But we're so early, and so like I think some of these menus are going to take place like early next year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're doing so well.
You're doing so much
traction.
Yeah.
How is it being a solo founder?
Right. Oh my God.
Is it crazy? Did you ever think you were going to do that? Like, I don't know.
No. So I actually had tried to have co-founders. It's hard to find someone, I think, that is like as psychotic as you are. Like you have to be a little crazy, I think, to start something. And so like ultimately have been building it by myself. And it's like, it is hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard, but I think it has its like pros and its cons. Like because I'm a solo founder, I've like had to build up this community of like other alcohol brands around me because like these are like the people I get to bounce ideas off of. And I think because of it, I like get the best of all of their knowledge, which has been really cool. And then like you can move a little faster, kind of. No, that's probably a lie. Like it would have been nice to have a co-founder. But
you have more control and like you can decide faster.
Yeah.
And what's been, I guess, the most fun thing about being a founder?
I think it's the community events. Like it's within CPG, there's so many events going on for founders and operators in this space. I'm super passionate about the food space. And so like getting to meet people who are similarly impassioned, like that's been amazing. Cause I think that was something that I hadn't really had before in my life. Yeah. Yeah.
And alcohol is also super male dominated, right? Especially like distributors and things like that have a lot of control.
Yeah.
So how I don't know, how has that been? I feel like there's a few female alcohol founders,
especially in New York.
Especially in New York, for sure. Have you been able to kind of find your community, et cetera, from that?
Yeah, like I would say most of my founder friends are not in alcohol because like most of the better for you people are like. Exactly. They're doing like supplements and like
bars,
protein dessert.
Yeah, protein. Oh my gosh.
But there's been like a few female alcohol founders, like Gabby, who I know you're having on the podcast.
We had It's a Girl Beer too.
Yes, right.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. I talked to her like super early on, and she's like, everyone's gonna tell you not to do it, and you should still do it.
Yeah. And she's got a similar value prop where she's like beers, lower alcohol, and etc.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're better for you alcohol. How do you kind of combat all of the negative alcohol sort of speak, especially on Instagram and TikTok and whatever? Like, I feel like every single video I see is like, alcohol is poison. Like, don't drink it.
Like, I don't think we'll ever win with those people.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not, and it's also people are sober. I'm not like, oh, you should drink again.
Yeah, not your target consumer.
Like a drinking problem. And you're not going to be like, yes, actually drink this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like kind of like I'm so happy for that community, and
Sure.
like it's just like not who we're gonna target. Like we're kind of going after people who are drinking multiple times a week,
Yeah.
but they're also spending like $300 on an Equinox membership,
Totally.
and like
Yeah.
like they're very health conscious, and a lot of them just aren't aware to what's
Yeah.
in most cocktails.
Yeah.
I had no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really looked at the
No.
ingredients in a high noon, honestly.
And
to be
also when you
fair.
said like the 7 of D's is one Aperol spritz,
was
like
like,
I
that's
love Aperol spritz,
crazy.
and after I heard
Yeah.
that, I was like, I'm not drinking it anymore.
Yeah, you're
No,
like,
like
that's
the
so
cocktails are. It's mostly like the liqueur that goes in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
'Cause the liqueur is just like pure sugar.
Yeah.
So it's like you're drinking like candy or soda.
Yeah.
And like you would never know though, because you think it's like a drink.
Right,
Yeah. And you mostly get cocktails out.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're like not really getting nutritional
Right.
information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's more going after like I think that cohort of people who
Mhm.
are drinking already, but they're very health conscious, and so just like helping steer them towards like a better for you option.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We have some cans here. Should we do a
Yeah,
taste
should we do
test?
a taste test?
Yes,
This is amazing.
please.
I mean, Soul's a big Aperol girl.
Oh, I love.
So I mean, she's gonna.
I
love
actually
this.
love this one.
Is this the one that you have?
Yeah, this one and the espresso
This is
martini.
amazing.
Oh,
yeah, I
I
have
literally am
both.
obsessed with.
But I got like the last
the
one because it was a drop.
periwinkle is
Yeah.
so-
I was like, it's mine.
Oh my god, the periwinkle is so cute
It's
too,
so
and I love the
cute.
black. Like I don't know, it's so good.
84 calories,
Okay.
2.8 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, Goldilocks
Yeah.
for sure.
Wait,
Oh
we'll
wow.
do a little.
Are we bringing? I feel like I want Boomerang to come back. I know
Yeah.
Soul always says
You're a boomer.
literally a boomer.
Cheers.
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 Oh wow, it's really good.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it hits.
It like feels healthy, which
And
I love.
it's not super sweet, which I love because I
Yes.
hate like the super sweet
No.
flavors. Wow,
And
this
part
is
of it too
fantastic.
was like we wanted something that didn't have like the stevia aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
like the
your
crazy really sweet.
sweetener
Also, your
is
hangovers are
agave,
better,
right?
right?
Yeah.
With less sugar.
Well, I can't comment on that legally.
Well, I would say I'm assuming your hangovers are better.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Well, this is really yummy. I love the I keep saying elderflower.
The
blackberry,
basil.
the basil. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Super good.
So
Yeah.
good.
Amazing.
It's only what 5 ingredients, and
Yeah.
one's
Which
like
is crazy.
carbonated water and blackberry.
It's
So
really good.
Thank
Love it.
you. Yeah. I
So
think
good.
our new SKU that we're coming out with is even better.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm very excited.
Also, let's go. I need to get the espresso tini because like that's my
Yeah.
drink.
Yes.
So that's amazing. I love it. Okay. Well, and this has been so fun.
Yeah,
I'm so
thank you for
excited
having
for
me.
Goldilocks.
Of course.
We always end on this question. So, what advice would you give a young person who is looking to start their own company?
Two things. First, I think like taking the leap is super scary. I would say you just do it and you'll be surprised by like how many supporters you have. Like I think that's like the biggest jump. Second, I would say to figure out how to do it as cheaply as possible. And what I mean by that is I think people have this perception to put something in the market, you need to raise a ton of money. But I think before you even get there, you're like, oh, how can I test this like really cheaply? Like we were like selling cocktails out of mason jars first, you know? Like it's like just like figuring out like scrappy ways to like validate the value prop because like the original Goldilocks was like very different from what we have today. And so like you can figure out ways to be like an entrepreneur while like still working a full-time job, I think. So
Yeah.
it's like don't think of it as like this big giant thing you have to do, but like figure out like the baby steps so you can like validate it and feel more confident. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. So, where can we find you?
If you go to drinkgoldilocks.com, it has
Okay.
our list of all our little liquor stores.
Amazing.
And hopefully by the time this podcast comes out, we'll be in even more.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
drink Goldilocks on all socials, right?
Yes, exactly.
And
And your personal LinkedIn.
And your personal LinkedIn.
and Erin Barrett on LinkedIn, apparently.
That's awesome.
Never thought I'd be an alcohol influencer on
LinkedIn
LinkedIn.
influencer. You know, that's
a better
a new
view
thing.
alcohol
Yes.
influencer.
Yeah.
Alcohol wellness. I think
Wellness.
you're starting a new category. And
Yes.
it's going to call it alcohol wellness.
Yeah.
Um,
We're calling them smart cocktails, actually.
Oh, I like that.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it's a
Hey.
smarter way to sip.
Oh, I love
Okay,
that.
very
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
So
very
cute.
cute. I see the ad already. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for being on. This is awesome.
Yeah.
As always, we are Womansplain Pod on all socials and hello@womansplainpod.com if you have any questions. And thank you so much for listening. And drink Goldilocks.
Drink Goldilocks.
Drink Goldilocks.
Yay.
Cheers.
Cheers.